Millionaire catches Maid protecting his special daughter. He never expected this truth when millionaire businessman Ethan Cole installed security cameras in his mansion. He expected to catch thieves, not the woman he trusted most, his maid, Maria, sneaking into his daughter's room at midnight. His daughter, Lily, was special, born with a rare condition that left her unable to walk or speak. Ethan had always kept her safe, guarded, and hidden from the world. But what he saw on the footage one night shattered everything he thought he knew. Maria wasn't stealing. She was whispering stories to Lily, stories that made the little girl laugh for the first time in years. Yet, the real shock came when Ethan learned why Maria was doing it and who she truly was. This story isn't just about wealth, secrets, and betrayal. It's about the moment a father realized the priceless value of love. He'd been blind to all along. Ethan Cole's mansion stood at the edge of the city, a fortress of glass and gold, but inside, it was cold and empty. He had everything: luxury cars, a thriving business empire, an influence that reached far. But behind the closed doors of the top floor lived his only daughter, Lily, a fragile girl of 8 who couldn't walk, couldn't talk, and spent her days staring at the ceiling, lost in her own world. Since Lily's mother passed away, Ethan had buried himself in work, leaving her care to nurses and house staff. Among them was Maria, a quiet maid from a small village, always gentle, always unnoticed. She cleaned, cooked, and obeyed every rule without complaint. But lately, something strange had caught Ethan's attention. Every morning, Lily's face carried a hint of joy, a soft smile, a twinkle in her eyes. Doctors said it was impossible. She's emotionally detached, they told him, yet something was changing. Curiosity turned to suspicion when the night cameras in Lily's room started flickering. Ethan decided to install new ones, this time hidden. Let's see what's really going on, he muttered. That night, around 11:45 p.m., he saw movement on the screen. Maria slipped quietly into Lily's room, holding something wrapped in cloth. Ethan leaned forward, anger tightening his chest, but what she did next froze him. Maria placed the cloth down. It was a worn-out storybook and sat beside Lily. Her voice, soft but full of warmth, began weaving tales of brave girls and magical forests. Lily's eyes glimmered, and then a faint sound came from her lips, a giggle. Ethan felt his breath catch. His daughter laughed for the first time in years. Still, he couldn't understand. Why was Maria breaking rules? Why risk her job for this? He decided he'd confront her at dawn. What he didn't know was that the confrontation would change both their lives forever. Morning. Sunlight poured into the grand living room. Maria stood nervously before Ethan, her hands trembling. "Why were you in my daughter's room last night?" he demanded, slamming the tablet showing the footage onto the table. I was only trying to help, sir," she whispered. "Help? You're a maid, not a therapist. You had no right." Ethan's voice thundered through the room. Tears welled in Maria's eyes. "Sir, I didn't mean any harm. I just wanted her to feel loved." Her words stopped him for a second, but pride wouldn't let him soften. "Pack your things. You're fired." Maria nodded silently and turned to leave. But as she reached the door, a soft cry echoed from upstairs. It was Lily. Ethan froze. His daughter had never reacted like that before. He rushed to her room, finding Lily reaching toward the door, where Maria had just left. Her lips trembled, trying to form a word. Mas. Ethan's heart skipped. She was calling for Maria. Something inside him broke. He ran after her. "Wait," he called out. Maria turned, tears streaking her face. Ethan's tone changed. "Tell me the truth. Why does Lily respond to you like that?" Maria hesitated, then opened her purse and pulled out an old photograph. Ethan's eyes widened. It was of his late wife, standing beside Maria. "Your wife was my sister," she whispered. "When she died, I wanted to stay close to Lily to protect her like she would have wanted. I didn't tell you because I feared you'd send me away." Ethan's anger melted into disbelief. "You're her aunt," Maria nodded. "I promised my sister I'd never let Lily feel alone. She needs more than medicine. She needs stories, love, and laughter." For the first time in years, Ethan felt his walls crumble. Everything he thought he knew about love, duty, and family shattered. In the days that followed, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about Maria's words. He replayed the footage not as evidence, but as a reminder of what he had missed all these years. His daughter didn't need a millionaire father. She needed a loving one. He invited Maria back, not as a maid, but as part of the family. Together, they began to rebuild what had been lost. Every evening, Ethan would join Maria and Lily for story time. At first, he just listened. Then, one night, when Maria paused mid-sentence, Lily looked at him expectantly. Nervously, Ethan continued the story himself. Lily's eyes sparkled, and she reached for his hand. In that moment, he realized he'd finally reached her heart. Months passed, and Lily began making progress doctors couldn't explain. Her therapy improved. Her smiles became daily miracles. The mansion no longer felt empty. It was filled with laughter, Ethan often looked at Maria with gratitude. "You didn't just protect my daughter," he told her one evening. "You saved me too." Maria smiled softly. "Sometimes love hides in the quietest corners, Mr. Cole. You just have to listen," as Lily giggled beside them. Ethan finally understood the greatest fortune he ever earned wasn't in gold or power, but in the family he almost lost. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who believes love can heal anything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more emotional stories that remind us what truly matters: family, kindness, and second chances.